The use of chemicals in the agricultural sector remains to be a very important topic for discussion, and today we'll be focusing on the judicious use of chemicals on the dairy farm. Joining me, Johan Heroldt from Nutrochem. Johan, welcome.
Good day, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for the invitation.
How do you determine the appropriate chemicals for use on a dairy farm?
Firstly, cleaning of the milking machine, it's important. There's a few factors that we need to consider. Firstly is your water hardness, and then also your corrosive factors. That can be like chlorides, and then also your water mineral content. So that's normally like metals. And then the other thing is energy is very important for sufficient energy. For hot water supply, and then also your time of cleaning is very important, as to have sufficient time. And then also very important is the temperature, is to have the effective time and temperature after the cleaning process has been done. And then mostly, but not the least, is the mechanical action. So with mechanical action, it's all to do with your effectiveness of cleaning. It's also your descaling. So with descaling, it's very important to reduce your biofilm in the system, and then also to get rid of your psychotrophic bacteria that normally grows that's above 7 degrees in your system.
Johan, explain the criteria you consider when selecting chemicals for specific purposes.
Okay, so normally what we do is there's a few criteria. We normally we don't do treating of livestock, so we specifically provide other health and other products to ensure the pre and the post milking, the hygiene, preventing of cross-contamination from one cow to another. And then also the process ensures that after milking, your teat is basically disinfected so that you don't get the cross-contamination. And also the canal, your teat canal is properly closed after milking. There's considered a few criteria, is like especially for other health, it's Project Protect. That's one of the other health environment factors, like your microorganisms, and then parlor correctly set up for milking. That's very important. And then also your milking order, your milking processes, and then also your camps and your water supply, and then also the application of your teats, your teat tips for pre and post milking.
As far as regulations are concerned, how do you stay informed about and ensure compliance?
We involve ourselves with your DSA and MPO as to stay, ensure we're in touch with the industry, and then also follow good manufacturing practices. Can
you provide examples of specific regulations?
Yes, the first regulation is your EN 1276, so that's your SUNS 1853. That's the international standards for disinfecting chemicals. Your EN 1656, that evaluates the efficacy of your veterinary disinfectants. And then there's also the SUNS 1823, which is your chemicals to use in a food processing facility. So that's normally your non-toxic and your non-corrosive chemicals. And then also the SUNS 10049, which is the hygienic design of the conditions of milking regulations and parlors. And then also our quality management system is also based on our ISO 9001, which we also, like mentioned, is on the standards that I've mentioned before.
What methods do you employ to ensure precise and effective application of chemicals on the farm?
Firstly, for creating a cleaning manual, So that includes basically the complete SOP of your of the system. That's for every piece of equipment, and then also to make sure that the dosing controls equipment are in use and it's working correctly. And then after the water analysis has been done, then it's important to work quite closely together with your milk technician, that supplies all the dosing equipment and equipment to your farmer. So that's very important to get your machine and your CIP system correctly and set up, and know that all the monitors and everything that you need to measure is correct according to the chemicals that we want to apply. We want to have a desired percentage of chemical in your solution. So that's basically also set up according to your SOP. And then to determine your actual percentage of chemical that's in your the product that you're actually washing, like your hot cycle, we need to determine the percentage, and also with your sanitizing agent, we also need to determine if it's on spec.
Johan, I know that safe storage and handling is very important when it comes to chemicals. So what protocols do we follow?
We do have certain training modules. So all the modules are basically written for best practice hygiene and also for safety. So that's directly according to the training manuals of our chemicals. Training of the staff is quite constantly done according to the protocols, and then the monitoring is done as required per customer, and then also hygiene audits to determine whether the standards are met is very important. And then refresher courses are always available after training.
Johan, thank you very much. Good to hear that we've got regulations in place to look after our dairy farmers as far as the use of chemicals are concerned. Thank you very much. Yeah. Johan Heroldt from Nutrochem in studio today with us to talk about the judicious use of chemicals on the dairy farm.